Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. This is Uncle Lenny, your only uncle in town. So guys, I just wanted to say thank you so very much. I know you have been so busy with these holidays, but your uncle came out tonight just to say thank you for watching my videos, for taking time, for sharing all my videos, guys. So before I continue, guys, I just wanted to shout out for one of my favorite YouTuber. Her name is Sharon Cup of Tea. Today it's her birthday. Guys, just check her out and just send her a happy birthday messages. It's important to celebrate to those that are celebrating. That's what December is all about. It's about celebrating for the achievement and families and other stuff like that. So tonight, it was for Sharon. But now, guys, I'm here tonight with a different and very interesting video. You know, I am your coach who talks more about eating right. I am your coach who is talking about investing in so many areas. But tonight I'm going to specifically talk about the diaspora community, the community that I belong, Uncle Lenny. So guys, I just want you to sit down, relax. If you have some chips, go ahead and grab some chips. Because this is a conversation that we all have to engage in. So I'll be interested in making sure that you stay tuned as I will be going ahead and talk about the investment. So first, I have a question. Is Africa poor? Just give me a shout out. Because all I've heard is about Africa is poor. So, in your own words, or what do you think? Do you think Africa is poor? Or do we need to change the narrative of Africa? So that's the reason why I came in and dropped out this video. I want to hear from you as well. What do you think when people are reporting that Africa is poor? Why should Africa perceive to be a very poor continent? And yet, we have almost everything. We have almost everything. So, but before I go in to talk about all these issues, I want to talk to my diaspora friends. I know for sure that we live a very busy life. We live a life where we work so hard from day in and day out to pay the bills. Sometimes people have no time to sit as a family because they are out there. They are out there to go and make money. Some of them, they even shy away from church. And this is a reality in the diaspora communities. It doesn't matter. You can be in UK or you are in the US. You're in Canada, the system is just the same. You have to work so hard. But one thing that I've learned is that we have adapted the system or the work ethics over here in diaspora, where we work extra hard. We work extra hard to send kids to school, to pay our bills, to put food on the table. Because everything here is not something free. The economy has just become so expensive. But I have a question. For how long can you continue going this road? For how long can you continue working like this? There are people that work from 6 in the morning to 11 p.m. in the night. 16 hours in a day. You have to wake up again in the morning to do almost the same thing. The question is, for how long? Do we have an end game on the way we work? On the resources that we are finding, how well are we utilizing the funds that we raise? Have we put it up in a better investment? Where are you putting your investment? That's the reason why today I just wanted to have a family talk. December is about family. In families, we need to share ideas. We need to share challenges. So today, that's the reason why I want to talk about the investment. If you are in diaspora, how comfortable are you? Supposing anything has happened tomorrow that you cannot work, have you put your money to a good use? Have you invested your money into 401k? Or have you put your money into any other investment? Are your money lucrative? Do you think you can survive with the money that you have invested here in diaspora? At all, if anything happens, have you have accommodation here of your own? Or if things have happened, do you have anything where we are coming from? This is a question that needs to be discussed on our dinner table as a families that are in diaspora. In the country of origin where I come from, there's a song that says apiri anabwera kuchoka kuwalale. Anabwera tepe na suitcase. Brothers and sisters, we have overstayed in these countries. We have stayed long enough. What do we have when that day comes in when we have to return back to the continent? Are we just going to return with a suitcase? Are we going to go back home like Mr. Piri, who went back, who overstayed in the city, and when he returned back, he went just home with a suitcase? Every single time it comes in my mind about Mr. Piri's song. I don't know about you. If you haven't heard the song in your mind, you have to think twice. Think twice about investment. To be honest with you, tonight I'll have a chance to outline every opportunities that you can find in the African continent. But first, I just wanted to talk about these issues. That if you check some of us, we have stayed in America for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. What do we have at home? Have we made any significant progress or investment that will be proud enough if tomorrow we are to return back to the continent? What do we have? Where have we put our monies for the past 20 years? Have you invested in the Apple Store? Or have we invested our monies in buying jeans and sneakers? Or have we invested our monies in by buying very nice cars? But I have a word for you. A car, it's not an investment. It's a liability. So you can be driving a very nice 2015 Mercedes-Benz. But remember that is a liability. If you are investing your funds in buying jeans and sneakers, that's useless. Uncle Lenny tonight wants to speak to you guys direct that there's so much you can do at home. You know, we're talking about the continent that has got 1.5 billion people. What does it tell us? That there's a lot of opportunities in the continent that has got a youth that are eager to work. Some of them, they are crossing the Mediterranean Sea looking for green pasture. What does we, the diasporas, what do we do to change the narrative of Africa? The continent that has been perceived as a poor continent. But as for me, I'll tell you that the African continent is rich. The African continent is very rich. It has got almost everything. The African continent has got natural resources. It has got gas. It has got sunlight. It has land. It has vast rivers. We have copper. We have everything. God has blessed Africa with almost everything. And yet we go around complaining that we are poor. I'm sure even God will say, what's wrong with these people? When I've deposited all these minerals, all natural resources God has given us, and yet we go around complaining as if maybe we don't have anything. Some of these continents, they don't have what we have. Africa is rich. Is rich in minerals. Is rich in every areas. Africa can feed the entire globe. But the question is, what is it? What challenges is Africa facing? What caused it to be Africa being looked as a poor continent? Is it the very people? Or is it the outsiders that have just painted Africa as a poor continent, poor continent? But to be honest with you, we also Africans, we need to change the mindset. Our work ethics does not help us in any way. We are so lazy. We love just to be given things. We are independent, and yet we are still colonized by these countries because we are used to be given. This message is for all of us. It doesn't matter you come from Zambia, you come from Senegal or anywhere else, the mindset we need to change. We need to look Africa as a continent that can provide, a continent that can give so much to the world. We shouldn't be looking as the people that are running away from poverty or anything else like that. We ourselves, we can work so hard to change the narrative of our lives. So guys, I don't know what your plans are, but let me challenge you. Let me encourage you to go and invest in Africa. You can go and invest in agriculture. And you know, when we're talking about agriculture, don't just looking at go back home and start cultivating a land and waiting for the rains to come, and then that's when he says you're going for farming. You are setting up yourself to fail. If you are thinking of returning back to the continent to go and invest in agriculture, you have to go with a mindset where you have to put up some boreholes. Go for irrigation system so that you don't wait for the rains to come in between November and December. If you check, the weather pattern in Africa has completely changed. So if you'll be returning back to the continent that you're going to go and do the farming and then you're expecting the rains to come, you will be in a big shock. But I'm not saying you are not supposed to invest in farming. That's the reason why I'm here. I'm here to encourage you that let's return back to the continent and invest into farming. But as we return back to do farming, we have to have a mindset. Our mindset shouldn't be like as peasant farmers, but let us go find a land, go and drill, and there's so much you can take back to the continent. Make sure that you put up a borehole and you put a solar system and then use it as irrigation where you can produce around the clock. Not only that, you can go back to business whichever way, or that house whichever way you want to do it. So I would encourage you guys to invest into Africa. Right now it is still very affordable because there's land, there's everything else, the raw materials are still there. So that's a good area that you can invest. Of course you have questions to say, how can I do it when I'm over here? Of course there are always excuse me, there's always a reason to say, I don't have people that can do it for me. But I want to tell you that now there are companies. You can do your research. There are companies that can find land for you, or there are companies that can build a house for you, and then you just limit that money to them. Instead of you, if you don't have people that are reliable, or you don't have a family that can actually you can use to help you to finish up the project. So don't sit down and say, the fact that I'm over here, I cannot do it. Once you start telling your mind that you cannot do it, you're not going to do it for sure. But I'm telling you, there are people that are building mansions whilst they are still in diaspora. I've seen our Kenyan friends, how they are doing it. There are companies that you can contract that can do the perfect job that you yourself are not going to regret. So we shouldn't have so many reasons why this cannot be done. But we have to be positive in saying that if other people have done it, even me, myself, I can do it. That's the reason why I came out to talk about these issues. And it's very easy to be caught up with things over here. Before you turn around or before you realize it, it's almost 15 years you have stayed, you haven't done anything. Before you realize it, it's 20 years. You have nothing to show forth. So in short, you don't have anything here. At the same time, you don't have anything on the other side. It will be truly bad. It will be truly bad, guys, to return home with nothing. That's the reason why there are coaches like us that will talk about it. These are family issues. These are family matters. Nowadays, people sit down and mind their own business. They don't want to talk about it. But Uncle Lenny is talking about it. Let's face it, guys, that we can't stay here with nothing and we have nothing at home. So many excuses. I couldn't do it because my cousin ran away with my money. I couldn't do it because the one who was supposed to do it, this did that. Stop giving excuses. If you need connection, call Uncle Lenny. 412-853-7754. I will connect you to people or companies that can do it for you. So if you are looking on those areas, inbox me. Leave me a comment in the comment box. I'll connect it up. It would be nice to return back to the continent to see that each and every diaspora has a land have built. It would be very good. Or let's just assuming that let every diaspora has just have a small piece of land and they have developed it. How is the continent going to look like? Do we need to wait for other people somewhere else to do it in our own land? So it's important. Let's look at 2025 as the year of investment. Investing into the continent. You can also start a small business. Small and medium-sizable business. You can be an entrepreneur. You have seen how here in the Western countries, how people they have started doing like Uber. You can return back in the continent if you have acquired that knowledge. Or you can return back into the continent to go and invest into education or healthcare. The knowledge that you have obtained here in the US or in UK or in Australia, let's send it back home. You can invest in technology and innovation. Investing in technology and innovation such as startups or existing business can provide opportunities for entrepreneurship and job creation. I want you to know that you are very important. Sometimes you may not even see the value that you are in, the fact that you're in diaspora. You can return home and start the startups into technology and hire so many youth that are going around in the street without no jobs. So it's not just about us blaming the government. Oh, the government is not doing this. What is it that you also do for your own country? It's easy to be outside the stadium and start pointing out fingers. We are in that time when we are not supposed to be pointing out fingers. We need every single player to be in the field to play. That's the only way we can have. That's the only way we can only change the games. If you're good in tourism, you can also invest in tourism, such as hotels, resorts, or a tour operators can provide opportunities for economic growth and job creation. So you can go and look for a resort. You have seen, some of you people have gone to Miami, you have seen how people they are doing it in Miami. You can do it in your own land. You can be a tour operator. You buy these big vans, you take people in parks. Start the lodges. So if we're going to have to dream, let's dream big. The knowledge that you have acquired here, the experience, the work ethics, if we transfer that knowledge and work ethics, you put it where we are coming from, I can assure you, Africa by the year 2040, it will be the continent which everyone else will love to go and live in that land. So I mentioned about education and healthcare. Investing in education and healthcare, such as schools, hospitals and clinics, can provide opportunities for social impact and contribute to human development. So there's so much, gentlemen, we can do. Go and open up private schools. Go and open up private clinics. Some of you people that are in diaspora, you have acquired knowledge. You are doctors, professors. Why don't you go and open up your own schools? Why don't you go and open up your own clinics or hospitals? You can also invest into infrastructures development. Investing in infrastructure development such as roads, bridges, renewable energy project can also provide a stable source of income and contribute to economic growth. So remember that there's so much potential for a diaspora to contribute where we are coming from. Because all this, what I'm talking about, it's there. Depending on which area you want to invest. Be an investor, not just returning home just because I'm going home and go and sit. Let us return home being investors. Because here we have resources. Here we have acquired knowledge. We have adapted different system. Work ethics is different. But in everything that I'm talking about, I'm not telling you to just wake up and pack your bags and go. I need you to do your research. Research the investment opportunities in your home country, including the market trends and the regulatory requirements and the potential returns. So remember that every single country, there are regulations. So sit down, do the research in every single business that you are in. Check on the market. How is it trading? So that you shouldn't just put your money and you lose it all. And make sure that you have a networking with other diasporas that have already gone down that side that are doing business. And make sure that you seek a professional advice. In whatever you are doing, don't just pack your bags. Because when you go to Africa, there are people that will tell you, you tell them, can you do this? They will say, yes, we can. They will accept to do anything that you ask them to do. But are they professionals? Are they qualified to do what you are asking them to do? Because any mistake, it will be costly for you. That's the reason why I said it's important. It is very important to seek a professional advice in every single areas. So you have to make sure that you talk to lawyers, accountants, to ensure compliance and regulatory requirements and tax laws. That's the reason why I am an advocate, making sure that in whatever you do, sit down with a lawyer. Sit down with an accountant so that they tell you on the taxation part of it. So there are all these same things, guys, that you need to look at it when you have to start or you are planning to go and invest back home. But why? Investing back home is important for economical growth. Can be powerful way of diaspora communities to contribute to our economic growth and development of the country of origin. By researching investment opportunities, networking with other investors, seeking professional advice, and starting small diaspora investors can make a positive impact and achieve financial return. So guys, you have heard. My whole idea here is to making sure that we change the mindset. If I'm asked today, what is it that I can change in Africa? It's about the mindset. So even the people that are in diaspora, I want us to have a mindset that is way different from where we are coming from. Let us change the way we think or the way we look at it. It's important that we have what we're supposed to have at home. In case you pack your bags today, are you going to return back on your mother's house? The house that you left 30 years ago? Or are you going to go and ask your uncle to give you a one room to accommodate you? Is that the way you are looking at returning back to the continent? I'm sure it will be wonderful when you return back to the continent as a CEO of your own business, a CEO of your own companies. We need to see so many CEOs returning back to the continent as investors. Not just returning back as the people that overstayed and they have returned back to their parents just to go and being looked after again. That would be a shame. That would be a disgrace. That would be an embarrassment. But we have to return home as the people that are going to give out or create opportunities to the vast generation of about 1.5 billion. To have that population, just know the opportunities that you can have or what you can create. Because in most of these countries, I've lived here, I've lived in diaspora, gentlemen, guys, I know what it is. That it's not easy to find workers or to do the work. Every single corner you pass through, they're going to say, we hire. Because if we have so many people that are not doing anything, we wouldn't be seeing all these signs of we are looking for people to do the work. So Africa is the future. Africa is the way to go. Africa has everything. That's the reason why your uncle comes in. And I'm not going to get tired to talk about investing at home, because that's the only way we can live or we can change. I want us to return back home with so much knowledge. We have acquired so much knowledge. Let us go and start companies and develop continent. Guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'll see you again in the next content. Adios. Make sure you let me know where you'll be seeing this video from, and leave me a comment in the comment box. Bye-bye.